Welcome back to the Willis Podcast. How's everybody doing, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, I am back from my hiatus. I'm taking quite a few hiatuses but I got to get back to it. It's good to be back to a solid place, man. I've been through some things, you know what I'm saying? Uh, Changes, unexpected things that happen. And, how you just got to kind of be prepared for certain things. And it's all good, you know what I'm saying? Preparation is one thing, and dealing with shit that you ain't want to deal with is another. But it's all good. Like we say, you got to take the bitter with the sweet. You got to keep going. You got to keep moving. So what I got here? Yeah, I got some things that I might want to discuss. So I got TV on tonight. But anyway, we're gonna get to it. Tonight's show, truth is making everybody uncomfortable. I wonder why. I wonder why is the truth making everybody so uncomfortable? And the reason why we got to talk about these current events. You know, there's a lot going on. Seems like we're gonna start off with Canada. They ain't had enough of Trump ass. Basically, the old guy, the guy up here, was like kiss my ass. But but anyway, again, welcome to the Willis Podcast. And now we're gonna talk about stories that don't necessarily connect, but it's gonna be current event stories that caught my attention lately in the news. There's a lot of shit going on. Unrelated, but everyone has a theme about power, truth, fairness, and accountability. You know what I'm saying? But like I was starting off with, Canada standing up to Donald Trump's tariffs, threats, all his threats. He's threatening the whole damn planet at this point. Former NBA players are turning the WNBA's eligibility debate into a political theater. That's what's going on. And America's paying recorded prices for vehicles uh, loaded with software screens, recalls, repair bills. And across this country, people are questioning the official stories of the inherited about the ancestral identity of who occupied America's first. Then you got these trials. Carmelo Anthony getting 35 years. You got Nolan Wells. New details. Willie D be on his shit because details come about Nolan Wells every day as far as like what people are covering up down there in Mississippi of the events that happened on Horn Island. So we ain't gonna be able to touch all our subjects, but there's some things I wanted to get into. You know, first of all, I did want to talk about this Trump situation and why Doug Ford told Trump to kiss his ass. See, the thing is, we have a very. I want to give you some highlights. See, the thing is, clarify the headlines. Canada, as a country, did not formally deliver that message. That was Ontario Premier Doug Ford personally used those words as to Trump threatened to additional tariffs on Canadian automobiles and steel. But let's get to some Canada's anger and the bigger insult about this whole situation. Now, Canada officials view Trump's tariffs demands as economic coercion against a longtime ally. Also, the American and Canadian automobile industries are deeply interconnected. Again, components can cross the border several times before finished vehicles reach the dealership. Tariffs, therefore, threaten Canadian workers, American workers, and manufacturing dealers and consumers simultaneously. See, it's not a one-way situation when you understand these things. It's probably why we've been having such shitty vehicles that's been produced. Now they said these things are going to get better, but with these new relations, he's destroying relations with people that we're interconnected with. So Canada also preparing a retaliatory tariffs, presenting the dispute as a matter of economic sovereignty, not merely a disagreement between politicians. So the thing is, forced language is basically resonates because many Canadians believe respectful diplomacy has been replaced by threats and public humiliation. And that's kind of, how Trump get down. He likes to bully and publicly humiliate people, countries, and shit everything and everybody. But anyway, that, Canada, it's kind of cool y'all stood up for y'all damn selves. I'm going to skip this WNBA segment because I don't feel like I want to get into that. Uh, Everybody know goddamn well men and women got two different leagues for a reason, and it should remain that way. We're never going to play together, only if it's theater or entertainment. Okay, never on a very competitive level, and I don't think women will want that, and neither should men. So it's just like a throwaway issue. Nobody wants to entertain that shit. Okay, so why do many new cars? Yeah, why new cars feel like expensive junk? We just explained it. It has to do with manufacturing, but we're gonna get into more of this. We're not letting nobody off the hook because you see, the thing is, we got to think about what changed and why it's like this. Manufacturers rush to new platforms, engines, batteries, drive assistance systems, and software into production. Also, touchscreen has replaced reliable physical controls, even for the basic functions such as climate control. The controls that people want, they need to push a button. They want to push a button. They want to be, interactive with their vehicle, not by searching thing on a damn tablet or this make shift damn tablet that they just forcing. So that's another thing. See, a defect mechanical switch affects one feature. The defective software update can disrupt numerous interconnected systems. That's a problem. See, automakers frequently share components across several models, allowing one faulty part to affect hundreds of thousands of vehicles. Yeah, dealerships technicians may struggle to diagnose intermediate electric problems. Yeah, but think about this: buyers can owe $40,000 to $50,000 or more on vehicles that already require updates and warranty repairs, and they trying to, cut you short on the warranties. That shit ain't cool either. So, I mean, when it comes to subscription features, data connections, and making consumers feel to never completely own what they purchase. Like if you think about you got a vehicle, right, and you own it, you finish paying it off, but you're still paying a subscription on XM. You're still paying a subscription on some feature that, and now they're putting in certain vehicles you can only pay for a subscription to activate horsepower or some shit. Like that's crazy. That's insane. That's wild. So, in the latest news, just to encourage you, if you're allowed to be encouraged a little bit, JD Power reports that initial quality improvement is substantially in 2026. Nevertheless, infotainment was the only major category because it becomes worse, particularly because of connected and increasingly complicated interfaces. So they got to roll this shit back. They say a long-term picture remains troubling. In 2025, dependability studies found that problem in 3-year-old vehicles had reached the highest level since the problems in 3-year-old vehicles reached the highest level since 2009, partly because of software defects. JD Power vehicles dependability studies. The NHTSA reported 997 safety recalls affecting more than 29 million vehicles during 2025. Whew, that's a lot. Y'all be careful out here buying these vehicles, man. This is extremely important. Please be careful out here buying these vehicles because it's something else. It's something serious going on with that. Um, I didn't want to get into this getting into this whole cultural war situation that dealing with. It's a few segments, and I look at YouTube a lot, and I get to see a lot of people talk about who was the first Americans. Well, you already know my stance on that, and you already know it was people before you, before they called it Clovis or whatever they say they come from. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but we know there was a Siberian presence of people that have been here for quite some time, but you still want to stake the claim and not want to recognize that Black Americans and the copper colored Aboriginals were here. And I don't want to. This segment is not completely on that, so I'm not trying to go all into that. So I just want to, let you know that I hear y'all, whatever, but you really need to do more research. Nobody's interested in your claims because it's there's a lot of fallacy there. Hope you understand that. So we want to get into Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton, 1946, 2026. Dolly Parton passed away at 80 years old today. So she was a very particular person, man. Dolly Parton was pretty cool in my opinion, man. I think she was always let me just read a few of her accolades out because Dolly Parton was a real was a real American. Let's just say that much. She was a real American, even though she was, nothing. She was she's the epitome of what American is. She's been on everybody's side. Such a darling to a lot of people. And if you don't believe me, just look up her track record. But Dolly Parton died um, today. Yeah, August 25th at age 80. Her journey from rural poverty in Tennessee to international influence represents extraordinary American story. She became one of country music's defining songwriters, creating classic, including Jolene, Coat of My Coats of Many Colors, 9 to 5, and I Will Always Love You. Her songs gave working people, especially working women, a voice. Dolly openly supported the principles of the Black Lives Matter, and she was all over the place with her support for a lot of people, man. Black Lives Matter, and spoke about the necessity of Black people being seen, heard, and respected. That demonstrates more courage within the music industry and regions that have not always confronted racial injustice honestly. Her advocacy was generally expressed through humanity, generosity, practical action rather than partisan politics. That helped her reach people across politics, racial, religious, and regional divisions. You know, uh, the Imagination Library, founded in 1995, says the free books to children to the from birth to the ages of 5. It grew from Tennessee communities into the international literacy movement for Imagination Liberty. She donated $1 million to the Vanderbilt University Medical Center, and COVID-19 research helped support and connect the modern vaccine. Dolly's invested in her home in the region through Dollywood, employment, tourism, education, disease assistance, and community development. She showed the success that does not require forgetting where you come from. She was an extraordinary lady. So good for rest in power, Dolly Parton. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say that Dolly Parton did more than entertain America. She educated children, defended human dignity, invested in working people, and used her success to lift others. Whatever your politics and whatever your American champion looks like, rest in power, Dolly Parton. For real, she was a champion. Gotta give it up to Dolly Parton. Also, we lost a great champion, Michael Wright. Man, Michael Wright. He was a dope actor, man. He was one of my favorite cats because he played in some of my favorite movies growing up for real. Like, Michael Wright, an underrated American master actor. Let's just say that much. Michael Wright died on August 19, 2026 in Los Angeles at the age of 70. His wife, Susan Wright, confirmed his death and remembered that him as an extraordinary artist who worked and touched generations as he did. Me included, my generation included. Reports citing his family attributes, his death, and his heart failure and complications with, I can't pronounce what he had. He had a disease, and it's Marchaviva Bignami disease. If I'm pronouncing that correctly, I'm probably not. But Michael Wright was born in New York City in 1956. He was born a year before my mother. He began his screen career at the Waldrons in 1979, portraying Clinton, leader of the Dale Boomers, the Dale Boomers. Yeah, his performances, Carlisle and Roberts, streamers, demonstrated that his serious dramatic range. Yeah, he did have a lot of dramatic range, man. But also fellow principal actors receive the Venice Film Festival Best Actor honor for his ensemble of performances. In the scientific fiction, he did. Let me see. Let's get to where this is one of my favorite movies where he really stuck out to me. This is The Principal where he played Victor Duncan. I remember this movie. I watched this movie a million times because they had like Lou Gossett Jr. That's when Lou Gossett Jr. kicked his ass, but they beat the hell out of the principal of that movie. That movie was one of the man. That's like one of his first movies. He was like one of the high school students that ran the school, sold drugs, sold dope in the school, and all that kind of shit. And he was like, "This is my school," you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, Lou Gossett Jr. had to off one of his homeboys. Then he fought the principal, the white dude, Mister. I forgot his name, man. But anyway, it was a lot of high school movies that came out, like The Principal and Lean on Me. It's kind of in that class of movies, but I think that movie came out like 86, 87. Hold on, what they got? It got Victor Duncan Principal, where he prevented Victor from becoming a simple stereotype. Yeah. Anyway, right defining performer Eddie Kane Jr. and Robert Townsend. Yeah. Yeah. Is a house for love. And I've learned what? That it don't take. Yeah, you already know what it is. Five Heartbeats. Eddie Kane. Eddie Kane. Yeah, the Five Heartbeats, the picture. That everybody, if you've never seen that movie, please watch the Five Heartbeats. That's one of the dopest films ever. Along all his movies were like extremely cold blooded. Like she was Eddie Kane. Then he the one of my favorite movies that he played, Ray Nathan in Sugar Hill, when he was Wesley Snipes' brother. That was a dope ass movie. Sugar Hill was the shit. That was a really, really, really great film. Uh, yeah, he always played some very intense roles. So Michael Wright, shout out to Michael Wright. He played in he was Omar White in Oz. It's another one of his great shit. Man, all kind of stuff. New York Undercover, Money Talks. Like, this guy was an extreme talent. Very underrated, but he frequently played difficult supporting characters instead of conventional leading men. He was always playing a very rugged, rigid, had extreme talent for acting, man. The man was extremely amazing with what he did. He was a true champion. So let's give it up to that cat, man. Absolutely. Him and Dolly Parton, two champions that died, two American champions. So anyway, I didn't want to hold you too long tonight. I just want to let you know, the Willis podcast, just give you an update on what I've been into, to let you know what was going on with me. Shit. Uh, whoa, one more thing. One more. Oh, man. America. Black America left in the dark and natural disasters. Whew, or is this systematic neglect? I got to bring up what's going on with Gary, Indiana, and Memphis, Tennessee. Gary was hit by Gary was hit by a destructive storm August 11th. The winds were approximately 99. Oh shit! Come on now, come on back. I got to get my stuff back up, man. Let me tell y'all what's going on with Gary, man. Had a big ass hurricane. Shit hit hard. Hold on, damn thing about to break. Anyway, but it's crazy part about it is 38,000 local communities are left without power, um, electricity. It remains without power for nearly damn near 2 weeks. So they say the power's supposed to go back on the 25th, but it's not back on yet. Um, but it's 7 storm-related deaths that were reported across northern Indiana. That does not. Damn. Oh my God. Especially because of, oh shit. So they ain't got power even in they don't even have power in like stores. So they're having a very difficult time. And Memphis is experiencing a separate blow echo storm August the 22nd on my birthday, where winds exceeding 70 miles per hour affected more than 140,000 people. Memphis has suffered a multitude of emergencies, but not at the same time. 2 weeks outrage in Gary experience. So these people are out of power. But what is that? But I mean, it's like, damn, is it punishment? I mean, if you think about it, there's no verified evidence of that, of course. But we have to really think about this now. Why does Black communities experience a greater trauma? Why? Think about it. You have decades, redlining, disinvestments, whew, left many predominantly black neighborhoods with weaker infrastructure and smaller tax bases as well. That does affect things when things are not evenly distributed. And that has to do a lot with voting. That has a lot to do with where your tax dollars go, and it has a lot to do with who's in office. That's why it's extremely important because this is not just these areas. We just know that even in the news, MSNB was reporting that basically that Gary, Indiana, will be last on the list to get their lights put back on. And they were blaming it on so much the streets and the streets is jacked up and we got down trees and power lines, which is yeah true. But I mean there are resources like generators, like outfits that can be put in place to sustain people and not have them in the dark for 2 weeks. So let me get to what else is going on. Families with limited savings can't easily purchase generators or replace spoiled foods, relocate to hotels, or miss work. You understand? So when you got that type of situation going on in a a neighborhood that has been redlined, and there has been, let's just say, the black neighborhoods. When you have those things that has happened, what do you think happens to those communities? They dead on arrival. They when they're not given them the resources that they need in order to even sustain. Because when they lose what they lose, that's all they got. That's it. So that's what's heartbreaking about it. Then you got smaller neighborhoods outages are commonly restored after hospitals, water facilities, larger concentration for customers, but technically, uh, neutral processes can leave vulnerable residential pockets waiting the longest. And I think that's definitely what's going on. So, people with if you think about neighborhoods that are built up well, or where you put the proper money and infrastructure into, they can sustain longer because they're maintained. The roadways are maintained. The infrastructure has developed more. It's more protected. You have they cut down trees, they prune trees, and they do the things that are necessary in order to, maintain a well-to-do neighborhood if you go to certain parts of town. But then when you go to other parts of town, you find where the money is not getting to those areas. And that's strategically by government, who's in office and why people not taking care of those areas and putting money into those areas and giving the help to people that need the most help. I mean, that's what I really think should be happening, but that doesn't always happen all the time. So you gotta ask them a few questions. You gotta ask Indiana a lot of questions. You have to ask Memphis, Tennessee a lot of questions. I mean, you have to ask these areas that has literally been uh, these areas that literally been abandoned. Detroit went to it. All melanated or Black American areas are in those situations, and then they also take and previously was dumping foreigners in the community. So these are strategic things that Black people have been asking to not happen for quite some time. Um, but the cat's out the bag now. And a lot of people are upset about what's going on with delineation. A lot of people is upset with what's going on with immigration or the lack thereof because people are getting exited from the country. So uh, it's a weird time in this country, but a lot of things that you think are not going so well are actually will be for a correction of for a lot of reasons. And I know that sounds grim to a lot of people, but sometimes you got to go through some things to get to where you need to be. Things have to change because, I mean, look at what's going on with the president right now, man. I mean, this, some things I agree with, some things, he's going to have to, you know, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. But you can bet your ass he's not the only one pulling the strings. You bet your ass he's not the one pulling the strings. The world is changing. And I think we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens because I don't know who to trust. Um, to be honest with you, I don't trust the Democratic Party. Don't trust the Republican Party. I trust what's in front of me and what I see. And what I see is a shit show. You know what I'm saying? I see what I think people should be focused on is who is your local representation. You know, that's what I'm focused on like right now because me and my wife just said, damn, all these people running. I mean, we doing so much in life. You have to sit time and take time to think about who you're going to vote for. If you participate in voting, I advise you to do so locally. And that's what we'll be doing, you know, going forward because it's been a shit show. And these things are not balanced out. I measured out at all right now because, you know, you're just trying to see who's going to actually run or who's going to be, who's actually efficient, who's going to be efficient. So right now, I'm currently taking care of your home, taking care of your taxes, taking care of your well-being. You know, that's what Black Americans, we normally focus on things like that. To be honest with you, hell, after my birthday, I mean, my AC went out on my damn birthday. It's crazy, right? But it's cool. It's cool. It's, you know, got repaired. Um, life goes on. You know, things move forward. It's a lot going on in the world, man. I didn't want to come with anything specific tonight because, yeah, the world is changing. It's just changing. People are always, you know, coming and going on this plane. But I advise you to think about what you got going on. Think about what you got going on the next minute, second, day. Think about what you want to do next. Think about how you want to improve yourself. You know, all those things really do matter because shit be up that quick. I just had a birthday. I'm grateful for it, you know. Uh, so, yeah, to be honest with you, I just want to touch bases back with my people, let y'all know I'm doing well, doing good. You know, life is moving on. I'll be coming on and doing more shows. I'll be continuing on, you know, with my display of, you know, information, knowledge, trying to show you a few things that you may not have seen or know about. I'll be putting on, be putting on more shows, you know, being more active, because I have to be. I gotta be more active, and you know, just let y'all know that where my head at. I see what's going on. It's like, damn, there's just so much going on all the time, every day. So yeah, I'm not a run of the mill, so I don't do a whole lot of reaction videos, but I do let you know I see what's going on in the world. But shout out again, shout out to Dolly Parton, Michael Wright. You know, people that damn you just kind of know that's been around forever. You know, they just kind of been around. But hey, I know this has been kind of a you know, a reintroduction back to me getting back on air, getting back to it. Um, I got to go to work tomorrow in the office, so I'll be turning in early. I'll be doing more shows with a lot more energy and a lot more commentary. Got a lot to show, and we have a lot to discuss because it's a lot going on every day in and day out. So much shit going on. I mean, we got a president that commit crimes daily. We got the world changing at a rapid pace. You got the Kushner's trying to be. I mean, it's just doing it all kind of illegal shit. Like, have you just know how eerie everything is so fucking eerie right now in the world? Like, just fucking eerie. It's crazy. It's like you know, things are shifting because again, the truth uh is starting to see so many things that are, you know, so profound, you know, just it's like, damn, that shit. Like, look at all the shit that's coming out of entertainment right now, man. It's crazy. Uh, artists that were on top of the world 10 years ago in prison, like Puffy. Um, I remember movies like Major Payne, and I'm looking at Orlando Orlando Jones fight Ray J. I remember when Ray J was, wait a minute, I mean, it's like, damn, what the fuck? Yo, it's bizarre, man. It's crazy. Oh girl, the lady, the little cute actress, she just passed away too. What's her name? Let me not be disrespectful. She passed away. Um, Damn, so many people, man. There's just people just be. Um, yeah, that's right. Hayden Pantieri. She was man, she was in so many movies. Jeez, she was and very popular too. And there's complications about her death. So it's like crazy. Popular actress, great actress, and another one that if you look at her, she just wrote a book, been through some shit too. So it's very eerie shit going on. The truth is coming out in a lot of ways and there's no way to stop it. So, man, people, you just got to stay steadfast. Guard your energy. It's very important. That's why you see try to keep a lot of good energy around me. But I'm just letting you know I'm aware of what's going on in the world. I can see. It's just I'm trying to consume these things that are going on to try to get a actual feel of what I feel that I want to say, that the kind of energy that we actually moving in right now. So that's kind of why I'm just, hanging back, monitoring, but I will be more active. I will be more active, but I'll be more enthusiastic as well. But anyway, this is Willis Podcast. You know that. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I'll be doing more shows, putting more commentary out. So just stay tuned. But anyway, it's my favorite part of the show. The will is yours. Be cool, be easy, be peaceful, my people. Take it easy.